An introduction, Lord Purvis, and also to the Embassy and the Arab British Chamber of Commerce for their invitation to speak here, and particularly His Excellency the Iraqi Ambassador, with whom we work very closely. This is a very important event, and I'd like first to congratulate and commend the organisers, because private sector investment will play a vital role in Iraq's continued development and economic growth. Events like these are hugely important, and it was a way of creating links between Iraq and the global trade and financial community. So, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Iraq is an economy with a huge revenue-generating potential through its sizable energy reserves. But Iraq needs a diversified economy for its large and young population to prosper. And there are huge commercial opportunities for British companies in Iraq as Iraq invests in infrastructure, energy, defence, healthcare, education, the list goes on. We're already seeing fruitful partnerships between British companies and their Iraqi counterparts across these areas. And as we heard from the Minister in the previous session, the UK is committed to more trade, freer trade and fairer trade. So building sustainable trade links with emerging markets like Iraq, hugely important for the UK as it reinforces its position as an outward-looking trading nation, a global champion for free trade. I'm delighted to be able to tell you that this has been a landmark year for UK export finance in our support for UK-Iraq trade. First, a little bit about what we do. We are the UK government's export credit agency and part of the Department for International Trade, with a mission to ensure that no viable British export should fail for lack of finance or insurance from the private sector. Our support is a central part of the government's commitment to help exporters to realise their ambitions by trading abroad. We have hundreds of millions of pounds available for individual projects to support UK exporters to Iraq and their Iraqi buyers. And following the Chancellor's autumn statement announcement in November, we continue to review our capacity for this market, and it could increase significantly if other positive developments continue. Our finance and insurance can help UK exporters win export contracts, fulfil those contracts, and to get paid for them. And it can also help buyers and project sponsors like the government of Iraq to access long-term, attractive financing to make support sourcing from the UK more competitive. So in December, we provided a $34.8 million loan for the scoping phase of a water treatment project in Iraq to be carried out by the British company Bywater. And we have also just committed an initial $117 million to fund the cost of the construction of two power stations, which I'll talk about a little more later. We have appetite to do a great deal more. So in March, the UK government signed an agreement with the government of Iraq, reaffirming our commitment to supporting Iraq's continued economic development. As part of the agreement, UK Export Finance affirmed its financial capacity for Iraq and willingness to support a programme of infrastructure development projects working in partnership with other financing partners. We've already identified a number of projects we might be able to support, and we welcome further approaches from viable, well-planned and realistic projects. As well as providing finance, we can also help you to source from the UK, giving you the benefit of British expertise and increasing British content in your projects. So take an example in March, where we held a supplier fair for UK companies looking to win opportunities in the Samawa and Nasiriyah power station projects that I mentioned just before. The event was attended by representatives of some 150 UK exporters, and it was no wonder because this is a remarkable project. Not only will Samawa and Nasiriyah power stations significantly enhance the energy sector in the Basra region, supporting the country's infrastructure development and energy security, but they will also create economically positive commercial activities and provide jobs which lead to prosperity, which yield stability and security. And of course, their construction also presents huge and hugely exciting opportunities for UK exporters. General Electric and Enca have secured the contract with the Ministry of Electricity to build the two power plants, and working with UK Export Finance and the Department for International Trade, are looking to source at least $250 million worth of UK goods, services and expertise. So it is a pleasure that UKEF has been able already to advance $117 million of financing for these projects, with more to come. So as we've already heard, trade and investment play a vital role in the development of any economy. And this initiative is a powerful example of how government and the private sector can together help UK companies enter new markets and support critical infrastructure development for the benefit of the country in which those projects are built. It also makes it very clear that trade is a force for good. Here, the UK's significant manufacturing and engineering expertise will support energy security for the people of Iraq. We're committed to using our government-to-government agreement to create even more business opportunities between our two countries, in the same way that we're doing with the Samawa and Nasiriyah power stations. For us, the last 6 months have really shown how much potential there is for trade between the UK and Iraq, and that it is possible to realise it. I look forward very much to working together across governments and the private sector to deepen our trading relationships and to continue rebuilding and diversifying the economy of Iraq for the benefit of the Iraqi people. Thank you.